Bon. Est-ce qu'il faut que je parle?
Congratulations, Captain Alvida. I'm sure you'll bring honor to our guild.
Thank you, Admiral. I hope I won't disappoint you.
Who and what exactly are the Admirals? What's your role?
I understand that for someone outside the guild, our organization may seem rather strange. The admirals who meet here in council in Kitssunx are the leaders of the Nautes Guild. They reach this level after having climbed through the ranks, distinguishing themselves through their bravery, talent, and foresight. They determine the guild's direction, enter into contracts on behalf of the guild, and are responsible for a fleet. The size of the fleet depends on the number of admirals in office. Currently, there are only 2 admirals, Admiral Basilius and myself, but there were 3 of us not so long ago.
How do you see the guild?
I think I understand what's behind your question. We're a guild of navigators, ship owners, explorers, and transporters. But we're not pirates or mercenaries, and our code of ethics was set down by our forebears. I know you've suffered because of the Nautes' involvement in your deportation. It's a difficult topic, because the Alliance is one of our biggest clients. Losing them as a client, even if only in part, would cost this island dearly. Personally, I think we should put an end to this type of contract, which is harmful to the Nautes' very essence. After all, the Alliance won't be able to get to Tier 4D without us, even if we refuse to return with natives in our holds. That's one of the reasons why I've called the Council to the island. But unfortunately, Admiral Basilius doesn't share my opinion.
Ok.
Thank you for your time.
It's my pleasure.
Est-ce qu'il y a des choses à fouiller là? Non?
Captain Alvida. That has a fine ring to it. I'm very proud of what you've accomplished.
Oh,
Il est full médaille.
thank you.
Young people, I don't know you, but you're very fortunate to have crossed paths with this woman. Here she's responsible for your conduct, so be worthy of it.
Bah, pas besoin.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Il y a quoi au bout? Rien. Bah, autant y aller, hein. Ah, si, il y a un coffre. Potion, alcool, bois, nacre, cape de notes. J'ai l'impression que ça se passe un peu trop bien ici. Ça m'a l'air un peu trop chill. Il doit y avoir un os quelque part. Je l'ai fait super chaud. Par contre, c'est long les écrans de téléchargement.
Congratulations! You must be happy to see that the Council has acknowledged your talent.
Yes, it's an honor. There's nothing like recognition from your peer. Watch out. Now a woman coming towards us is Bridge Alliance.
What do you want? Only to speak to you and to warn you.
Warn us or threaten us. My friends have already suffered enough from your...
Please. I am no threat. Let me introduce myself. My name is Saphir. I am an explorer and cartographer, and I'm indeed from the Bridge Alliance. From your reaction, I take it you suffered at the hands of the people of my nation, and for this I am truly sorry. I know that some of my people can be extremely cruel to the natives of Tier 4D. However, I am not one of them. I believe that knowledge is the greatest treasure of all, but it is gained through discussion, not slaughter.
You said you wanted to warn us about something.
There is an emissary from my nation here in Kitssunx, and she's a member of a faction that has a very contemptuous view of those from your island. They believe your people should be enslaved, or worse yet, used for experiments. This emissary isn't alone. There are guards with her. I wanted to warn you to be careful. It's very possible that she means to harm you.
Why have you come to warn us? You don't know us. We're nobody to you.
I'm a traveler. I've met people from many countries and cultures, and I've always enjoyed these encounters. When I met the emissary from the Alliance, I quickly realized which faction she belonged to, though outwardly, she appears friendly. They believe themselves to be superior, and this belief leads them to look down on everyone else. These people are a plague on the Alliance. They undermine it from within, convinced they're furthering its cause. Personally, I believe in what the Alliance represents. The true Alliance, that is. And I despise their attitude towards others. That's why I wanted to warn you.
Ok. Allez voir la tatoueuse.
Hello? Welcome to my workshop. I'm the ink mistress, and before you ask, no, I don't tattoo foreigners.
Hello, mistress. I'm no foreigner. And the council sent me.
Alvida? Everyone's talking about you. Your father must be so proud. Sailing to our island in a skiff. I don't think I've ever recorded such a feat in ink. It will be an honor to mark you, Captain.
Thank you.
Now come over here and sit down. I hope your friends are patient. This is gonna take a while. There. Now everyone can take one look at you, and they'll know who you are and what you've accomplished. Take care of the ink for the next few days. The scars will be sore.
Oh, I know. I remember the last time I was here. Thank you, mistress. Goodbye.
C'est tout?
Savages and traitors to their race!
Huh.
We'll teach you your truth.
Let's show them what we're made of!
Is everyone all right?
Drop your weapons. You're under arrest.
Under arrest? For defending ourselves?
So you say. A witness came to tell us about a fight. We ran over and saw you kill those visitors. Just follow us, you lot, and don't make a fuss.
Wait, officer. This group is my responsibility. I've given my word as a captain. They are my guests.
Indeed. That's unfortunate. You should choose your friends more carefully. Round them all up.
Have you forgotten our laws, officer? You can only arrest the person who is responsible. Her guests are free.
These people have committed a serious crime. They murdered these visitors, and
This may be a tragedy, but it doesn't change our laws. Only the captain will pay for the crime, if it is proven.
all right then. Take the captain. As for you lot, I hope you realize what you've done.
Wait, where are you taking her?
She'll be held in the Harbor Master's office while she awaits her trial. I'll make sure you are able to speak with her if you wish.
We should go tell the others what happened.
I found them. There they are. Hariden ger. Esmatto. Radi dumer de kadum entre renaxa.
News travels quickly around here. We were attacked as we left the workshop with Alvida. A group of armed Alliance men attacked us and we were forced to defend ourselves. They all died. And the guards who arrived just seconds later accused us of murdering them. They wanted to throw us into prison again. The master of the shipyard stepped in, and since we are Alvida's guests, she was the only one of us arrested.
The Alliance doesn't seem to want to leave you in peace.
A woman we met after our meeting with the Admirals warned us. She told us there was an Alliance emissary in Yuxantes, and that they might cause us serious problems.
We can't just stand by and let Alvida rot in jail. I already organized one jailbreak. Why not another?
We'd better go talk to her before we do any such thing.
Fausta's right. This is an island, so we won't be able to escape as easily as we did in Tynea. Alvida knows far better than we do how things work around here. Her advice will be most valuable.
We could try to find the lioness you spoke of. The one who warned us. She undoubtedly knows more than she told us.
Since you don't seem too keen on my idea of an escape plan, we could at least try to find some witnesses who saw what happened.
Ok. C'est qui ça? Til. Je connais pas lui. Bah, je vais le prendre, du coup, vu que je sais pas c'est qui.
Let's go back and speak to the Ink Mistress. We were in front of her workshop. She could be a witness.
You're not from around here.
Hello? Looking to buy furniture? Hey, I recognize you. You're the captain's friends. The ones who were attacked earlier.
Were you there during the attack? Could you tell us exactly what you saw?
Yes. I'm at my workbench from sunup to sundown, and it happened right on my doorstep. So I saw everything.
C'est
I
un
heard
excellent
those
témoin.
foreigners from the Alliance hurling insults, and I saw them attack. All you did was defend yourself. Then the guard came, followed by the master of the shipyard. And they took the captain away. I'm sorry about what happened to you.
Here's a testimony that will make our accusers cringe. Sir, thanks to you, Alvida is almost free already.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wouldn't be so sure about that.
How so?
I don't have a very good reputation. No one on the council will listen to me. And besides, I don't think Captain Alvida will let me take the stand to defend her. She despises me more than anyone else.
What do you mean?
I don't like to stir up the past, but you should know that I used to be a shipwright. I was respected, and my work was highly praised. Until the accident. It was a terrible accident. Since then, I haven't been allowed to touch a ship. I had to learn a new trade. And here I am in this shabby workshop, tinkering with chairs. My testimony would be worthless.
I understand, but we may have no choice but to call on you.
If you do, I'll be happy to testify to what I saw. But think hard before you call on me. My word could do you more harm than good.
We'll leave you to your work. Goodbye.
I know a thing or two about guilt. This fellow certainly feels bad enough.
Je connais rien sur la culpabilité, ce type s'en veut énormément. On devrait vérifier auprès des Nautes, Alvidia ou le bienveillant maître du chantier naval pourrait nous en dire plus.
Fish! Who wants fish?
Did you see the talk that took place in front of the Ink Mistress's shop?
No, I was in the back. I only saw the tail end of the fight. I saw the guards show up, followed by the master of the shipyard. But the Alliance men were already dead. You killed them all. Now, if you don't want any fish, I'd like to get back to work. Foreigners' affairs don't concern me.
Donc.
Goodbye.
Je pouvais parler qu'à ces deux personnes. Interroger les témoins. Non, je peux encore en interroger les témoins. Ah oui. Je peux interroger beaucoup plus.
Fish! Who wants fish? What do you want? I told you already. I don't tattoo foreigners.
We're looking for witnesses who saw the fight that took place in front of your workshop.
You're not going to kill me too, are you?
Ugh.
I didn't see anything. After I finished Alvida's tattoo, I started cleaning my tools. I heard a commotion outside, but I didn't go out there. I'm not a guard, I'm an artist. Please don't hurt me.
We're not here to hurt you. We just want to help our friend Alvida, who's been arrested.
Really? Since the attack, everyone's been saying that the foreigners on the island are just there to cause chaos. And to rob and kill us.
Rest assured, that is not our aim.
At any rate, I wasn't lying. I heard noises, yes, but I didn't see anything. I didn't go outside.
What kind of noise? What exactly do you remember?
Let me think. I remember the door closing. I was picking up my tools when I heard someone shouting. Just after that, I could hear fighting. Then things calmed down and I heard the guard arresting someone. You, most likely.
Do you remember what was shouted?
I didn't hear everything. It wasn't very clear. I think I heard the words savage and traitor. And then something about a place?
They did indeed insult us before attacking us. And since you heard the sounds of fighting after that first sentence, it contradicts the testimony that we attacked those people for no reason. I know it's a lot to ask, but I need you to repeat what you just told us in front of the council. Alvida shouldn't have to pay for the misdeeds of the foreigners who wanted to settle their score with us.
All right. I'll testify if you call me as a witness. I admire Alvida. She doesn't deserve this.
I wish we'd been able to find better witnesses, but we'll have to make do. We should look for the person who tipped off the guards.
There's the head guard. I believe the woman from the Alliance, Safia, is over there. Since she's the one who warned us, maybe she can tell us more about the emissary.
I'm happy to see you're back, and in one piece. When I heard there'd been a fight among foreigners, I was afraid it might be you.
That was indeed the case. A group of armed Alliance men attacked us. We were forced to kill them. Unfortunately, the guards came and accused us of murder. They arrested Alvida.
I'm very sorry. I suspected that Zahid's presence in Kitssunx might cause problems. Is there anything I can do to help?
What can you tell us about this woman?
I must admit that knowing she was here gave me reason for concern. So I tried to find out who invited her. Apparently, it was one of the admirals, to strengthen the trade relations between the Alliance and the Nautes. That idea worried me even more. I don't know how much you know about the Bridge Alliance, or the internal tensions simmering just below the surface there. Recently, a group has appeared on the scene, spreading disturbing ideas. They argue for Tynir's superiority over all other nations, especially the islanders of Teofredi. They're violent, and will stop at nothing to expand their influence, which remains fairly limited for now, thankfully. This woman is part of that group, and the fact that she's here to negotiate with the Nautes could prove dangerous for your people. Whether or not she's behind what happened, she's certain to use it against you.
Do you know where this emissary is staying?
Since she's part of an official delegation, she must be staying at the diplomat's house. However, you'll never get her to admit her involvement just by talking to her. I'm afraid you'll have to find a more indirect method. The innkeeper here is in charge of delivering food to all the buildings where foreigners are staying. Maybe he could help you enter her quarters discreetly.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. I despise this woman and everything she stands for. I hope you can prove your innocence. Oh, I just thought of something. I don't know if this will be of any use to you, but I saw her leaving town once, which intrigued me. A diplomat who's here on official business would have no reason to go inland. I have no idea what she plans to do there, but maybe it would be worthwhile finding out.
Thank you for your help. See you later. According to Safia, the innkeeper could help us get into the diplomat's house.
Il a l'air con, lui.
You again? This tavern used to be a place you could drink in peace. Even here, these pesky foreigners seem bent on stirring up trouble.
I'm not here to bother you, but to make amends. I was hoping you'd let me buy you a drink.
I'm not sure I want to make amends with trouble-making foreigners on my island, but I can't refuse a drink. Buy away. I hate to admit you're nicer than I thought. You're foreigners, but you're nice foreigners. It's too bad you're gonna be convicted anyway. I'm so sorry. It's sad.
You say we're going to be convicted? How can you be so sure?
Because of the witness. That's one solid witness. Solid as a rock. As solid as a longshoreman. Actually, yeah, like a longshoreman from the docks. Solid as that.
Oh, the witness is a longshoreman from the docks?
What? Yeah. How did you know? Oh, you're good. He's one of the lads who works in the warehouses. Anyways, with his testimony, your goose is cooked. And well done at that.
Now we have to go to the warehouse where the false witness is to be found.
Welcome to the Fishing Mermaid. What'll it be?
Is it possible to order food from you to be delivered?
We sometimes deliver meals to certain homes, in particular to Overseas House when they're
J'espère que ça va
entertaining.
passer.
But we don't do individual deliveries, if that's what you're asking about. Those deliveries are enough of a pain. With the repairs to the wall, my cart can barely get through.
Oh, you must have your hands full here. Making deliveries must take up a lot of your time.
Tell me about it. I used to have an errand boy who took care of it, but, well, he decided to jump ship, and here I am, running all over town.
That must cost you a lot of time and money. Because you can't be behind the bar when you're out doing deliveries.
Of course. And, of course, it's always when there are the most customers.
Oh, I understand. Now that you mention it, we were just headed to that area. We could drop off your delivery for you if you'd like.
Oh, is that so? What an opportunity. Don't move. I'll bring it to you right away. You're doing me a huge favor.
Ok, donc là j'ai pas mal de choses à faire. Retrouve l'homme qui a fait des fausses... Trouver la raison de la présence de l'émissaire. Vu que c'est sur ma route... On va d'abord aller là.
Ship has left port without him.
Are you lost? Do you need directions?
We're delivering food to this house. The tavern keeper sent us.
He usually makes his own deliveries. What's up with him?
He asked us to lend him a hand. He said he had too much work to leave his counter.
No. We've been trying to persuade him to hire some help for months. Okay, go ahead. Just leave it all in the hallway. The clerks will take care of the rest.
Peut-être qu'il sera ici là. Quelle sera ici la statuette? Voilà. Hop, on va pouvoir ressortir tout de suite. Clé de la chambre. Du coup, je sors par là. Allez donc. J'en ai des clés de chambre. Note de l'émissaire pour la préparation au procès. Le système judiciaire étant différent du nôtre, je dois faire attention à ne pas faire d'impair et me rappeler de consulter un ouvrage à ce sujet. Cependant, il me semble que l'attaque frontale devrait suffire à désarçonner les sauvages, et que ce débardeur Duarte et son témoignage suffiront à faire le reste. Il faut juste que je m'assure que cet idiot est bien en sécurité dans les entrepôts du port où il travaille. Il n'a pas grand caractère et il suffirait sans doute de peu pour qu'il s'enfuit à toutes jambes. Les juges sont les amiraux et le bibliothécaire. L'amiral Barcelot, qui est notre garant, devrait s'avérer un soutien, mais l'amiral Cabral m'a l'air d'avoir une très haute idée de la justice et de son rôle ici. Quant au bibliothécaire, c'est un vieux bonhomme étrange. Il va surtout servir d'huissier, si j'ai bien compris. C'est donc surtout Cabral que je dois rallier à ma cause.
These are the emissary's notes. They were used to prepare for a trial. The identity and location of the witness we met are in here.
Ah. Il n'y a pas de clé ici. Rapport de l'émissaire. Mon général, je poursuis avec autant de célérité que possible les missions que vous m'avez confiées, et vous serez heureux d'apprendre qu'elles progressent dans le bon sens. Nous aurons bien livraison des armes à l'endroit et au moment voulu sans difficulté et pour la somme dont vous aviez convenu. Comme nous nous en doutions, certains notes se montrent bien moins regardants sur les contrats nationaux lorsqu'il y a assez d'argent en jeu. Lorsqu'il y a assez d'argent est en jeu. Ok. Quant à notre ami le docteur Azili, il recevra bien livraison à Hikmet de tous les ingrédients, aussi étrange soit-il, dont il a fait la demande. Concernant mon autre mission, elle est également en bonne voie. Il se trouve que des natifs de Tirfradi sont justement de passage sur l'île, ce qui va me faciliter la tâche. Je vous informerai plus avant à ce sujet, dès qu'il sera réglé, mais vous pouvez vous montrer confiant, votre dévoué Zaïd. Lettre de l'amiral Barcelos. Cher émissaire Zaïd, nous serons très heureux de vous accueillir sur notre île et de nous porter garant de vous. Les affaires dont vous m'avez parlé me semblant tout à fait justifier votre visite. Vous serez logé dans la maison des étrangers, réservée aux plénipotentiaires. Au plaisir de vous rencontrer afin de parler de tout ceci plus en détail. Bien à vous, amiral Barcelot. Lettre d'un correspondant inconnu. Ma chère Zaïd, je suis navrée d'apprendre que votre mission vous a obligé à traiter avec ces rustres de marins, et j'avoue avoir du mal à vous imaginer salir vos bottes dans un vulgaire campement de l'arrière-pays, venteux et boueux sur l'île. J'imagine qu'il faut bien cela pour satisfaire le grand homme, mais j'ai tellement hâte que nous ayons plus à nous dissimuler, ainsi comme de misérables conspirateurs, et que nous puissions voir enfin la grandeur de nos desseins. Le général nous sauvera tous de la dégénérance qui touche cette nouvelle génération. Il saura enfin vous rendre la grandeur de notre nation. Mais je divague, pardonnez-moi, je n'ai guère besoin de prêcher une convaincue comme vous l'êtes. Je vous envoie en tout cas tout mon soutien dans les épreuves que vous affrontez. Rappelez-vous qu'elles sont pour le meilleur, votre ami A.
There's a report here that the emissary hasn't yet sent, as well as a few letters. I should take the time to read them carefully. The emissary mentioned some business she had someplace inland. We should try to find out precisely where.
Donc il y a plein de clés. Bon, je vais tenter.
I can't do it.
J'aurais tenté. Je pense que je vais avoir un bon conseil.
There you are. Any news? Preparations are underway on my side, but without your help, I'll have trouble defending you.
We found 2 witnesses who could vouch for us. The ink mistress, who heard the scene though she couldn't see it, and the carpenter who witnessed the whole thing. However, the carpenter warned us that his word would carry little weight.
What can the ink mistress report?
That she heard one of the men from the Bridge Alliance insult us before the attack.
So that contradicts the idea that this was an unwarranted attack. But it doesn't justify murder. And this carpenter?
He witnessed the whole thing and can confirm our innocence. But he told us that his testimony wouldn't help us.
I know who you're talking about, and he's not wrong. His past actions mean he's hardly credible. And his support for Alvida could easily be called into question. So if I were you, I'd think twice before putting him on the stand. It would be better to find other evidence, or find the prosecution's infamous witness before going to trial.
We've spoken to the prosecution's witness, who won't be testifying at the trial.
Excellent. I hope you didn't use any underhanded methods that could backfire. But this will give you a much better chance at clearing your names, as the emissary will have nothing to back up her accusations. The whole affair seemed suspicious, but the witness's reversal makes me think there's more to it than that. Some dark plot whose inner workings we may never understand.
We discovered that the emissary has a hideout outside the city where she carried out business deals. She had documents there proving beyond doubt that she was behind the whole thing.
Ah, I suspected as much. But why would she do that?
So that the Nautes would have no sympathy for my people. That they would think we are savages, and would have no second thoughts about participating in our destruction.
It's horrifying, and I'm furious at the idea that someone could have tried to manipulate our people in this way. This emissary won't get away with it. I promise.
I don't know anything about your justice system. What will happen during the trial?
Everything takes place in the Admiral's Council Chamber, which you've already visited. The prosecution, represented by the Alliance's emissary, will present their evidence and their witnesses. We'll be able to cross-examine them, of course, and I'll follow your instructions. Then we'll present our own evidence and witnesses, so all you have to do is tell me who to call and what to present. The witnesses and evidence will be cross-examined by the emissary, who will do everything in her power to find weaknesses in them. Finally, the Council will present its decision, which will hopefully be in our favor.
What are the consequences if we lose?
As a rule, we don't sentence foreigners to death. It would be too risky, since we're too dependent on our wealthy clients. But since you're accused of murder, you could end up in jail for a long time, or banished from Kitssunx for life if you're lucky. For Alvida, things are a little different. Although it's rare for a Naut to be sentenced to death for the murder of a foreigner. But if we lose, she'll lose everything. Her rank, her freedom. I hope it doesn't come to that.
We still have more.
Je vais sauvegarder. Eh! Pourquoi je peux pas sauvegarder? Je vais sauvegarder et je vais lancer le procès. On va voir comment ça se passe. Pas question que je rate le procès. De toute façon, là, on a fait le tour. Hein. Je peux pas avoir plus que ce que j'ai là. Donc, logiquement...
There you are. Prepare it.
We think we're ready for the trial.
I think we have more than enough to clear you. Remember to give me all the documents I'll need to show, as well as the names of the witnesses, and we can go. Don't forget that during the trial, it will be up to you to tell me who to call and what to share.
C'est pour ça qu'on peut le perdre. Si je fais les choses mal. D'où ma sauvegarde.
Defendants, take your seats. The trial is about to begin. We are gathered here before Admirals Cabral and Barcelos. I shall be representing the inhabitants of this island. Our aim is to clarify the events that took place in front of the Ink Mistress's workshop, which led to the deaths of several of the Bridge Alliance emissaries' escorts. The emissary will represent the prosecution. Is the emissary here and ready to present her arguments?
I am. And I will prove, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that these savages murdered my escort and brought chaos to this island.
The defendants are Captain Alvida and the group of foreigners who are her guests. They are represented by the master of the shipyard.
We are also ready.
Very well. The prosecution has the floor.
Your Honors, Nautes, I come here to seek justice for the lives of my men who were murdered on your streets. And I will prove to you that these savages are the killers.
Please explain how your men ended up in this part of town, when they were supposed to be part of your escort.
I'd given them the afternoon off, so I assume they were sightseeing. That's when they were attacked by these islanders and their companions.
Why would they do that?
Because they're savages. Ever since my people first set foot on Tir Fredi, we witnessed nothing but savagery. They constantly reject any form of progress. They kill people, massacre them if need be, and then pass themselves off as victims. They lure far more sophisticated people into their nets and make them pay for their crimes. Which explains why these eminent representatives of other peoples from the continent, as well as Captain Alvida, are here.
This whole speech sounds like an indictment, but you haven't provided any evidence.
This is true. Do you have any evidence or witnesses to call?
I do. I call Longshoreman Duarte to the stand.
Well, where is your witness, emissary?
I don't have the slightest idea.
You're wasting our time, emissary. Do you have any other witnesses?
I'll call the head guard.
The head guard didn't show up until after the fight.
Don't worry. We can cross-examine him if you wish.
Very well. Can you tell us what you witnessed that day?
We were on patrol in the neighborhood, and a longshoreman came to tell us that some savages had attacked a group of Alliance foreigners. We got there as quickly as we could, but by the time we arrived, the savages were putting away their weapons and the others were lying dead on the ground.
Is there any way they could have just been passing by and had drawn their weapons to assist my men?
No, they were covered in the men's blood, and we saw them finish off the last one as we approached. I'm sorry. I wish we'd gotten there sooner. We could have saved your men.
You did your duty. What could you have possibly done in the face of such savagery? What happened next?
We wanted to arrest them, but the master of the shipyard intervened and reminded us that we could only arrest the captain.
A law that's difficult to swallow when it's obvious that the ones it benefits are the true culprits, and the innocent must shoulder the burden of their crimes.
In the context of this court, you will abstain from criticizing our laws, emissary.
Of course. Forgive me. I have no further questions for this witness.
Does the defense wish to question the witness?
Ask him if he can confirm who started the attack.
Well, those men have been killed, and it was obvious that the captain and her friends were responsible for their deaths.
Really? Would the scene you discovered have been different if these people were the victims of a vicious attack and were only defending themselves?
I suppose the scene would have been the same, yes. But the longshoreman?
Since the longshoreman isn't here, what he told you can't be trusted. What was the first thing the defendants said to you when you tried to arrest them?
They were only defending themselves.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Now that the prosecution has presented its evidence and witnesses, it's time for the defense to present its case.
It's our turn now. What would you like us to present first?
Présenter les preuves, appeler les témoins.
I call the Ink Mistress to the stand. Can you tell us what happened during the attack in front of your workshop?
I was inside my workshop at the time of the attack, and unfortunately, I didn't see the fight.
That's a very useful testimony.
The prosecution will refrain from commenting until the floor is opened. Continue, Mistress.
I didn't see anything, but I did hear what happened. I clearly heard someone shouting something before the fighting started.
Can you tell us what was shouted?
Not entirely, but I distinctly heard the words savage and traitor.
It was the native who was shouting as she threw herself at my men.
No, I didn't recognize the voice. It wasn't any of the defendants. It was a different voice. What's more, I'd like to add that the defendants were thoughtful, not the savages they've been made out to be.
Thank you, Mistress. It seems clear that the attack was preceded by insults that were proffered by the emissary's men. This contradicts her version of the events.
I don't believe a word of it.
Madam, we have tolerated your repeated interruptions, despite our requests to respect the protocol. But we will not tolerate you questioning the word of an eminent figure on our island. Does the prosecution have any questions for this witness?
No, I have no questions for the venerable mistress.
Would you like to call Silvio the carpenter to testify?
I'm not sure it's a good idea, but I'll let you decide.
Ils n'arrêtent pas de... En soi, j'ai des bons trucs, normalement. Ah. Mais après, il a vu toute la scène. Après, peut-être que ça peut lui redorer l'image si après je montre les preuves que tout ce qu'il a dit était vrai. En vrai, j'ai bien envie de tenter ça. De toute façon, j'ai sauvegardé.
Call the carpenter to the stand.
Of course. I call... Can you tell us where you were when the attack took place?
I was in my workshop, which is partly open to the outside. It's across from the ink mistress's workshop.
So, you saw the whole thing. Can you tell us about it?
Yes, I saw everything. I saw the defendants leaving the mistress's workshop. Then a group of armed men in Alliance uniforms appeared. They called the group savages and traitors and attacked them on sight. The defendants were forced to defend themselves. They were much better fighters than their attackers and had no trouble defeating them.
Lies! My trained soldiers would never have been defeated by this savage and her followers if they hadn't been taken by surprise.
Silence! Let the witness finish.
Then the head guard and his men showed up. So did you, Master. And they arrested the captain.
I have no further questions for this witness. After listening to this testimony, it seems clear to me that the defendants were attacked, and that they therefore are not to blame.
Does the prosecution wish to question the witness?
Absolutely. You're a carpenter now. But what did you do before that?
I was a shipwright.
That's a far more noble and respected profession in Kitssunx. What happened to you?
Objection. Ça n'a
I
rien à
lost
voir
my
avec cette
job
affaire.
and my rank after one of the ships I'd worked on sank. I was blamed for the loss of the ship and the deaths of the crew.
Tell me, who was the captain of this ship?
The ship's captain was named Estrella.
She was Captain Alvida's mother. Isn't it only natural that this man, who feels like he owes a debt to the captain, the same captain who risks paying a high price for her guests' violence, would take the stand and lie for her in order to make up for it? Can you believe a man who was responsible for the deaths of an entire crew?
I warned you.
Do you have any further questions for this witness, emissary?
No, I'm done with him.
Does the defense have any other witnesses to call?
I was thinking of calling Alvida to the stand. You were all witnesses, but her word carries more weight here than yours. What do you think?
Call Alvida. She can testify.
I'm more than willing to answer your questions, and those of this snake.
I call the defendant, Captain Alvida, to the stand. Can you introduce yourself and tell us what happened that day, in your own words?
My name is Captain Alvida. I had just received my new ink when it happened.
Can you remind the court of what you did to earn this new rank?
I sailed from the coast of Tynea to Kitssunx in a fisherman's skiff.
A true feat. Please continue.
We barely set foot outside the ink mistress's shop when a group of Alliance men approached. One of them shouted at us that we were savages and traitors to our people, and that they were going to show us our true place. Then they attacked us. Fortunately, we were able to defeat them. It was only then that the head guard arrived. He wanted to arrest everyone, and you stopped him. So, I was the only one who was taken to jail, since my friends here were my guests.
Thank you, Captain. I have no further questions.
Does the prosecution have any questions for this witness?
Of course. Captain, are you sure your savage friend here didn't attack my men before you had time to see it? You wouldn't be the first person to trust in these animals and be betrayed by them.
I'm absolutely certain that the events took place just as I described them. And please don't compare my friend to an animal.
Then how do you explain that a Naute longshoreman alerted the head guard and pointed you out as the attackers?
The only explanation is that he was lying.
And who's to say you're not the one who's lying? Your hands are red with the blood of my men.
Emissary, please control yourself. If you show disrespect to the witness again, we will put an end to this trial immediately.
Please, forgive me. I have no further questions.
Master, we have no further witnesses.
We shall now proceed to show our evidence.
We would now like to present some evidence that has come to light in the course of our investigation.
Evidence? Evidence of what?
Emissary, the defense has the floor. Please allow the master of the shipyard to present his case.
I have here a document signed by this very emissary, which mentions an agreement with a certain Duarte, who works as a longshoreman. The document states that this man is to alert the head guard that an attack is taking place against the Alliance's men. It also states that he will have to testify before this court, and specifically identify the natives from Tir Fredi as being behind the attack. The reward for this service is a very substantial sum of money.
It must be a forgery. A forgery created by the defendants to escape a fair punishment.
As our master librarian is a handwriting specialist, I suggest that he examine this contract and give us his expert opinion on the matter.
I will look into this during the deliberations. Have you found any other evidence?
We would like to present this report, which was found in a hideout, where this very emissary was participating in suspicious activities.
How dare you?
Elle se ferme jamais.
Scandalous accusation is that?
Explain yourself, master of the shipyard. It is highly unusual to describe the person representing the prosecution in this manner.
How else can I describe the activities that required the emissary to travel to an obscure cabin in the inland territory? Not to mention the fact that this report describes these activities in great detail.
Lies, lies, and more lies. An outrageous forgery.
Let the defense continue.
The emissary and her men were obviously making deals with some of our more law-averse Nautes to smuggle contraband.
For shame. Master, I'm counting on you to give us these documents so that we can find the culprits.
Yes. We won't let a few bad apples spoil the guild's reputation.
And just how did you find this obviously forged report?
You may ask your questions when the defense has finished. Carry on, Master of the Shipyard.
In addition to the highly instructive explanations of their smuggling activities, these documents also include a very important element that is of interest in these proceedings. The attack is clearly planned out in detail. The head guard was to be alerted as soon as it took place. If the Alliance men were able to kill the natives, the captain and her companions, then the testimony of the longshoreman and the head guard was to have cleared them of any suspicion. If not, well, we've all seen how the rest of the plan was to play out.
Nonsense! This is unacceptable!
Why would the emissary have planned such a dire scheme that would surely put the lives of her men at risk?
The report is very clear on this point. The aim was to decidedly tarnish the natives' reputation in our eyes. Some are starting to raise their voices here against what's happening in Tir-Freddy, especially concerning the deportation of the natives. If we all thought the natives were savages and beasts, we'd have fewer scruples about dealing with them, wouldn't we?
That's exactly what they are!
That's
Animals.
enough, ma'am! How dare you!
We will study this report carefully. And if it proves to be true, you'll be the one to answer for it.
Master, do you have any further evidence to submit?
No. We have nothing further to present to the court.
We have nothing more to add.
The defense has presented all of its evidence, and will now defer to the Council's judgment.
In that case, we will now take leave to deliberate.
Bon, ça devrait bien se passer.
If you were hoping to make a case for your ideas, you should know that's not how things work around here. The witnesses and the evidence are presented, and anyone can examine and refute them, but the final decision is the Council's. We'll return once a unanimous decision has been made. The Council has come to a decision. I now give the floor to Admiral Cabral, who will announce the verdict.
Thank you. The trial was a farce. It was an obvious attempt to use the Nautes to further the political ambitions of certain factions of the Alliance.
I protest!
We will not stand for it. We find Captain Alvida and her companions innocent, of course, and the Alliance emissary and her retinue are henceforth banished from Yuxantis.
Banished? If you think we're going to accept...
Silence! This is our island. You
Exactement.
shall
Silence.
respect our laws. You will be taken back to the mainland as soon as possible. And a thorough investigation will be carried out to identify and bring to justice all those who colluded with you.
The Council has ruled, and the court is adjourned.
You're free, and may do as you please until you're ready to board your ship, Captain. Despite the trial, I've had the shipyard working on it, and it'll be ready to sail with the tide tomorrow.
Captain, I know what you think of me, what everyone thinks of me. But could I have a word with you?
What is it?
I hear you're looking for your mother's logbook. I know where it is.
Is that so? How could you possibly know that?
I'll tell you when the time comes, but not here. Meet me at the tavern when you're done.
I don't trust you, Silvio, but I'll come. It would be wrong not to hear you out at least once.
Oh, voici du procès.
Ah, my daughter's strange companions. I suppose I owe you an apology. If I hadn't been involved with that emissary, you wouldn't have had to prove your innocence in this mess. Take time to rest and celebrate the end of this sordid affair. Now, unless you have any questions.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Well done. You've managed to get out of this scrape brilliantly. I hold this emissary and her vision of the world in the highest contempt. I'm glad you were able to put her in her place.
Thank you, Fjord.
It's my pleasure.
Ça, c'est cool. Du coup, j'ai une réputation cordiale avec eux.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for getting me out of there. I'm sorry that even here, you've once again been victim to the Alliance's evil schemes. But I'll get you home. I swore I would do it, and I shall. Tomorrow, we'll have a ship. And even if I can't take you to Tier 4D straight away, it's a first step.
Why do we not leave now? You say you want to take us home, but in the next breath, you tell us we have to wait.
Because this kind of expedition is incredibly expensive. Sailing to Tier 4D takes months and costs a fortune. You're going to need a protector. A patron. But don't look at me. I don't have a coin to my name. My family does, though.
I know someone who wants to go home, too.
Not in the least. I'm very happy to be here with you. You're far less dangerous than my uncle.
We can choose our destination once we're aboard the ship. In the meantime, we can take a break at the tavern, or go for a walk. Anything you like. As long as there are no bars on the windows.
Wait. I'm sorry. I overheard your conversation. I'd like to accompany you. Even if I have to wait, I'd like to go to Tier 4D with you.
There are enough of your people on our island already.
And you can surely find another ship. The Alliance regularly funds crossings to Hikmet.
That's true. I could probably find backing for a map-making mission, but I'd have to make compromises I'm not willing to make with people I despise. Please, let me prove that not all of my people are manipulators and forces of destruction.
She did warn us and helped us with the framing. And having an ally in the Alliance could be useful.
The best I can do is to offer to let you come aboard my ship. Whether or not you can be a part of our group is a decision that's for the others to make.
Where your mother?
Thank you for coming. Silvio was just going to tell me where he thinks I might find my mother's logbook.
Tomorrow, you'll be given a ship. Your mother's ship, to be precise.
But I thought it was lost in the storm.
Lost? No. But it did suffer tremendous damage. It's been recovered and repaired. As you know, I was the shipwright working on her ship. Before her accident, your mother asked me to build her a cache. A cache in her cabin. Just big enough to hold a logbook. If her logbook still exists, it must be there.
Why did you come to find Alvida now?
The trial undoubtedly roused his remorse.
It has nothing to do with the trial. Even if I would have liked to have had a louder voice to help save you from this masquerade. If I've come now, it's because you are going to take possession of the Constancia. You, on your mother's ship. It's too good an opportunity to miss. For I know that the captain's logbook will prove my innocence.
What do you know of Alvida's mother's fate?
Unfortunately, everyone knows what happened and who is responsible.
I have always worked my hardest on all the ships I was assigned to, and I would never have let your mother, for whom I had great respect, go to sea on a dangerous ship. I don't know what happened. There weren't many survivors, and I never had the chance to talk to them. According to the official report, the weakened ship was unable to weather the storm, and for that reason it ran aground not far from the island, resulting in the death of the captain and some of her crew. But I know that's impossible.
Didn't you lose your position because of...
Indeed. Admiral Barcelos found me guilty of what had happened to the captain. I think he even suspects me of having done it on purpose. But since there was no real evidence against me, they just banned me from working on ships.
Thank you for answering our questions.
I still don't trust you, Silvio. But I'll check the cabin on the Constantia once we're on board.
Oh, I sincerely hope that the logbook is still there. Because then everyone will see that I was falsely accused. I'll go back to my workshop now. Thank you for listening.
Ok, je peux parler à mes potes. Ok.
If I can be of any help, let me know.
I must leave.
See you later.
Lui, j'ai pas parlé à lui. Je vais pas parler. Attendre que le nouveau navire d'Alfida soit prêt. Se reposer. Étage supérieur. Ah, on peut se reposer ici. Je vois pas d'escalier. What? Ah, ok, il est là.
Good grief, this whole affair is messed up. My companions must be waiting for me in the Dutan Empire. No offense intended, but I really hadn't planned to join you for so long.
We'll talk.
I'll always...
You wanted to speak to me?
Yes. I owe you an apology. And my thanks. I killed your friend back on the island. And I'm responsible for capturing you. I don't expect you to forgive
C'est
me.
lui qui est notre
I
chef.
was following orders and trying to protect my men. And as a result, not only did I hurt some good people, but now they're all dead. I lost everything. I'm nothing now. I know it's no excuse for what I did to you, and that my present situation won't bring you any comfort. But know that I'll do everything I can to repay my debt to you.
The officer with blood-stained hands has got his feelings hurt and wants to make amends? How pathetic. I'm sorry, but I've seen too many men like you sobbing over the pile of bodies they themselves murdered to feel any pity for you.
I suspected you might have been a soldier once. And I don't expect your pity.
Is the remorse you feel strong enough to compel you to reveal everything you know about the man who attacked us?
Yes. He's not just responsible for the deaths of your friends, but of my men as well. His name is Kernaz. And I owe him nothing.
Interesting.
Lui, c'est là.
Your hands are stained with the blood of our people. But you have also lost much. I accept your apology.
You won't regret it.
Je te pardonne.
I must be off.
I understand.
Ah bah non, du coup. On va dormir.
Alvida left for the port at dawn. She couldn't wait to set foot aboard her new ship. Are we going to meet her?
There you are. I'm happy to see you out of that courtroom and cleared of those ridiculous accusations. Captain Alvida has already returned to her ship and is busy preparing for your journey. When you're ready, just say the word and we'll take you aboard too.
Je crois que j'avais tout fait de toute façon.
We're ready.
In that case, climb into this boat and it will take you aboard. Godspeed.
Il est énorme. Oula, mes paroles de groupe.
Well, what do you think of my ship? It's quite the change from that old skiff. This one even has a cabin.
Yes, it is a fine vessel. But when will you take us back?
As soon as I can pay the crew and stock the old with food for the trip.
My family would certainly be able to finance the journey, especially since it would be an opportunity for them to compete with the Dorsays. They're a rival family who rule over the cities of Serene and New Serene. Come to think of it, they too could finance our trip, I suppose. They certainly have the means.
That would entail going to Peren, wouldn't it? I wouldn't mind going there too. There's someone there I need to see.
Really? Someone from Thélème, I presume?
Yes, a man of the cloth who might be able to help me get home. A certain Father Cardinal Pius.
I've heard of him. A charming old man who lives like a monk, I believe.
Yes, he's a priest and the Thélème ambassador. He can help me get home, but his influence could also be useful in getting your expedition financed.
Yes, I've heard of him. Well, having the backing of influential people is rarely a bad thing. My family is going to be thrilled when they hear about my exploits in Alima.
As for me, I'd like to go back to Iskiara. We left behind a giant, rampaging creature, and I hate to think what might happen to the locals and my companions. We can't just leave this beast to wander around. We have to find out what happened after our timely getaway. And since it's not possible to dock in Dooten, this will bring me as close as possible.
That's a lot of destinations to choose from. We'll have to choose just one. So, where are we headed?
Le Constantia peut traverser les mers et vous mener n'importe où. Il est indispensable pour passer d'un pays à l'autre de Gakan. Pour voyager, utilisez la carte du monde pour choisir une destination. Le vaisseau mouille au large des côtes du pays choisi. Utilisez la chaloupe pour rejoindre la terre ferme. Composez votre équipe et requis à chaque descente. Un peu comme votre nouvelle maison, vous y retrouverez vos compagnons sur le pont pour discuter, un lit dans votre cabine pour vous reposer, un coffre de réserve pour gérer vos inventaires, un établi pour vos préparations et un marchand pour acheter des consommables de base. Lorsque vous serez dans les régions sans campement comme les grandes cités, n'hésitez pas à revenir au Constantia. Les cartes locales proposent un retour rapide au vaisseau, sauf dans des situations temporaires où la fuite est interdite. B. Bah, déjà, je sais où je vais aller en premier. Parce que je vais parler à tout l'équipage et puis je vais m'arrêter là.
I'm glad you came to see me. I'm going to need your help. It's a personal matter.
What does it entail?
As you may remember, Silvio told me about a cache on the Kitssunx. Despite everything that's happened to that ship since sinking, it wasn't discovered. I found my mother's logbook in there, but she had so little trust that she wrote in code. And I don't understand any of it. I need to know what information it holds. It may give me some insight into what happened to her. You understand?
Of course. But what do you expect from me?
I need you to find someone who can translate the logbook.
Vous apprêtez à démarrer une quête de compagnons. Oh là.
We're too busy at the moment.
I'll see you.
Parce qu'ils auront tous une mission.
Yes? Did you need me?
Il a l'air apaisé, lui. J'ai bien fait de pas le prendre avec moi. Sinon, je serais à moins 40.
Good day. Need help?
I must be...
I understand.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
If we keep this up, I'll end up becoming a real specialist in escaping prison by any means possible. That being said, I'm really glad that we got my dear Alvida out of this jail.
Let's talk.
Always a...
Ah, excellent timing. I was just thinking about you. I wanted to ask you something.
What is it?
I suppose you haven't forgotten our memorable encounter with my nephew Rudolph? It so happens that I've just received a message concerning him. It appears to have been written by a servant who accuses me of being responsible for the disappearance of his mistress, a merchant from the congregation. He says that she was lured to a meeting by my nephew and never came back. In the course of the various threats of torture and accusations he makes, it emerges that my nephew has also disappeared. I'm worried about him. We don't have a good relationship, but it's all my fault, and I wouldn't want anything to happen to him. I could take care of it myself, but I'm afraid I wouldn't be thinking clearly because it involves my family. Would you help me find my nephew and this woman?
Sera verrouillé dans votre équipe tant que la quête ne sera pas résolue. Ok.
I understand why you're worried.
Hello, did you want something?
We'll talk later.
I'll always be.
Attends, Bon, tant pis. J'ai parlé à tout le monde. Bon, lui, c'est pas un coéquipier. Non plus. Il est où ce Joseph? Dans l'arrière-pays. Heureusement que j'ai pas été bannie, hein, ça aurait été compliqué. À mon avis, j'ai pas fini d'entendre parler d'elle. Elle va avoir, elle va l'avoir mauvaise d'avoir été bannie.
Look, the man sitting at that table is probably the man who delivered the letter to me.
Tout ça, je me fais avoir par lui.
You? You're here? I suppose you're hoping to silence me. And to think my poor mistress was delighted to make your acquaintance. If only she'd known what a monster you are. You and your whole family of criminals. I will not be intimidated. I will find her, whatever it takes.
I don't understand a single thing you've said. Explain yourself, that's all I'm asking.
Yes, play the fool. I know you're to blame for what happened to her, and I'll prove it. I'll have you hanged.
You're not the first to promise me that. Now stop this childishness and tell us what happened. We can help you find your mistress.
You keep playing your little game, but you won't fool me. We'd only been here a few days when she told me to stay in her room here at the inn because she was going to meet you. She was so happy to have been contacted by your nephew, who had promised a meeting with you at the docks. She could already see herself doing business in Duton with your help. But she never came back. And when I went looking for her and mentioned your nephew, I was told that he was missing too. So don't tell me you had nothing to do with it.
I never arranged any meeting with your mistress, I can assure you of that. My nephew must have used my name to secure the meeting.
You're nothing but a family of criminals, that's what you are. I've had enough of your lies, but I won't give up. I'll find her.
We should search the merchant's room. There might be a note with the location of the meeting.
I don't have the key.
Ça marche. Nickel. Proposition de rendez-vous. Madame, si je me permets de vous contacter par cette lettre aujourd'hui, c'est parce que j'ai une proposition d'ordre commercial à vous faire. En effet, mon oncle n'est autre que le grand contrebandier Ludwig. Une marchande telle que vous doit bien savoir quelle opportunité un contact comme lui peut apporter. Figurez-vous que mon oncle est en ce moment même à Kitssunx et qu'il m'a fait savoir qu'il aimerait vous rencontrer, d'où cette lettre. Si vous êtes intéressé, rendez-vous au crépuscule sur les quais au nord de la maison des étrangers. Rudolf, le neveu du contrebandier.
My good Ludwig, it seems your nephew has ambitions to follow in your footsteps. His letter mentions a meeting on the docks near Overseas House. And he's signed it, Rudolf, the nephew of the smuggler Ludwig. Isn't that precious?
What on earth has got into the lad?
Let's go and have a look on the docks. Maybe we'll find something there.
My dear Ludwig.
Elle a dit quoi?
We'll have to be careful. We're not supposed to be here.
Ok, donc il faut bien que je rentre là-dedans, quoi.
Be quiet. We don't want to be overheard.
Il y a bien une autre entrée.
These weren't knots used to secure goods. I'd say this rope was used to tie someone up.
Whoever wrote this said that the goods should be moved to a cave in the backcountry to minimize risk. That's a funny way of putting it. I'm pretty sure the goods they're talking about are actually people, and that they're the ones we're looking for.
Ah, bah la fameuse cage, je me demandais si ça servait à rien. Bah en fait, ils sont emprisonnés là-dedans. Du coup, je sais où est-ce qu'ils sont. Qu'est-ce que je cherche d'autre, du coup?
I think that's all there is. I doubt we'll find anything more.
Damn it, Rudolph, what have you got yourself into? Everything suggests that he's involved in some kind of kidnapping.
Your nephew is one of my people now. Trust me, I don't like this any more than you do.
So what do you think? Could he be behind all this?
The lad I knew had never set foot on a ship. In fact, he'd never been further than his own property line. I'd like to say he couldn't have done it, but the truth is, I don't know. And now all I want to do is save him from the gallows.
Then let's try to find that cave from the letter.
Let's. The sooner the better.
Faut pas que je me trompe de porte. Je viens d'où, moi? Je vais peut-être sauvegarder. Parce qu'à tous les coups, je vais me tromper de porte.
I knew if I followed you, I'd find some...
We're not holding anyone. We followed a trail that led from the docks to this place.
A likely story. It's a good thing I hired these men. We're gonna tear this place apart and find out where you bastards are hiding her. But first, we're gonna search you. You can't leave here with any evidence. Search them. Stop, please. We had no intention of killing you. We just want to find my mistress.
Why didn't you listen to us then?
You wouldn't let us search you. And I thought you were involved in her disappearance. What choice did I have?
You could have believed us when we told you that we had nothing to do with it, but that we were going to find your mistress and my nephew.
Then what were you doing in that warehouse? Did you find anything there? Do you have any leads? My mistress isn't just anybody, you know. She's not just important to me. She's important to the congregation.
Do you really imagine we're going to tell you what we found after you've attacked us and kept us from our investigation? Do whatever you like. Keep searching if it suits your fancy. But you'd better not attack us again.
I see. All right, leave them be. We won't get anything out of them.
Ah, qu'est-ce qui m'énerve.
You don't know who you're dealing with!
We'll have to be careful.
Hey!
Who are you? What are you doing here?
We've come for the people you're holding prisoner.
Why did you kidnap them? One of them is a Naute like yourselves.
That grimy bit of flotsam. He hired us to frighten the lady, but we weren't supposed to hurt her. He just wanted some answers. The fool. She's a merchant from the congregation. Can you imagine what she's going to get us when we demand a ransom? So we called a few friends and kidnapped her. As for him, well, we'll see what happens when we get the money.
Let me talk to them. I know this sort of people well. You want easy money? Fine. How much do you want?
This merchant is probably worth a fortune. So bring us a fortune and nothing will happen to the prisoners. Otherwise... And since we're not dogs, if you don't have the coin, a very valuable item will do the trick.
Ugh, these eels make me sick to my stomach. Let me have a word with them, please.
Payer la rançon, demander à ne payer que pour Rudolph, laisser Alvida intervenir, les attaquer. Proposer l'épée d'Aleco, que dalle. Lui dire que la garde arrive. Qu'est-ce qu'elle veut faire?
You bloody imbeciles! Traitors to the guild! Double-crossing brothers! How dare you behave like this?
But, Captain, we're paid a pittance and...
You won't get away with this. Not only are you going to free the prisoners, but you're also going to apologize to them. Or I'll drag you in front of the admirals myself. And you know exactly what will happen to you.
Apologies, Captain. We're terribly
Tu m'as
sorry.
fait de la prendre avec moi.
Here's the key to their cage. Please don't tell the admirals.
Oh, think about it. Now get out of here.
Get out of here.
You're free. Come with us. We'll take you somewhere safe.
Oh, that's such a relief. I thought I'd never get out of that cage. However did you find us?
All we did was follow your trail from the docks where you met. As a matter of fact, your servant was so worried about you that he took it out on us.
Oh, poor Joseph. Oh, don't blame him. He's very protective and fiercely loyal. But it sometimes makes him lose his wits. Thank you very much for your help. But I am quite exhausted and hungry, so I must get back to the tavern straight away.
I suppose you expect me to thank you?
No, that's not really my style. But I do expect an explanation. How did you get caught up in this mess?
I hired those thugs to help me scare the merchant a little. But when they realized that it wasn't about getting a hefty ransom, they decided to take matters into their own hands. They grabbed us both and brought us here. I imagine they were hoping that the congregation would pay for her, but as for me...
Why did you want to intimidate this merchant?
I wanted her to tell me something about my mum. About what had become of her.
None of this makes any sense. Why would she have any information about your mother?
You haven't heard? Our village was attacked. They set fire to it. Grandad, your father was killed in the fight, along with lots of other villagers. All thanks to you, my dear uncle.
No. No, that can't be true.
A few of us managed to escape, like me and Mum. But we got separated in the confusion. I made it to the sea and decided to become a Naute. To get away from everything. From the war and the consequences of your crimes. But Mum, she fled to the congregation. And I was hoping that this merchant would know where she is.
I'm sorry, Rudolph. I'm so very, very sorry. My father, the village. I never meant for any of this to happen.
Maybe not, but it happened. So try and find Mum, will you? I just want to know she's alright.
I'll try. But you know the congregation's a big place and not everyone who lives there knows everyone else.
I realise now that my plan was stupid. I only hoped. Ever since I became a Naute, I've been here on Kitssunx. I'm just sea-given, and I don't really have my sea legs. They never sent me back to the continent, so when I heard about this merchant, I wanted to talk to her.
I can understand that. And I also understand your anger towards me. But don't go getting into trouble like this in the future. Don't end up like me.
I'll be more careful in the future. But try to find out where my mum is. Please.
Now that Rudolph is safe and sound and we've proven that he didn't mistreat that merchant, I think I owe you an explanation.
I'm listening.
You know that I was a soldier once. In the village where I grew up, I was forcibly conscripted by the local lord to take part in the Civil War. It was horrible. We were used as cannon fodder, and the nobles who gave us orders never took any risks themselves. I ended up leaving that life behind and becoming a smuggler. But what you don't know is why I left the army. I killed my commanding officer. The bounty on my head isn't so much for my smuggling activities as for that first offense. Some years ago, not long after that incident, they tried to get me by targeting my brother, Rudolph's father. They threatened to hang him if I didn't surrender. I knew they'd hang us both if I gave myself up, so I let my brother hang.
I'm sorry, Ludwig. I understand your nephew's behavior better now. But why did you kill your officer?
That's a story for another day. Suffice it to say that he had it coming. Anyway, I want to thank you for helping me. It means a great deal to me.
Note et meuble. Oh. c'est cool.
Thank you again for helping me get the child out of trouble. And I hope you're not too worried about traveling with a murderer.
Il est un peu intéressé sur autre chose. Ok.
We'll talk later.
I'll always...
Bon, c'était une bonne quête. On a fait pas mal sur cette île. Ça a duré plus longtemps que d'habitude. Mais au moins, la prochaine game, on changera d'île. Je pense que je vais faire ça, faire une île de fond en comble. Même si je pense qu'on va devoir revenir au bout d'un moment. Au moins, on n'y reviendra pas tout de suite. Voilà, c'est tout pour aujourd'hui. Ciao, ciao!